The big showdown in California. Disney versus Governor Newsom. Hey there, this is Tom with Tom's Tech Show, and I do a lot of things about things I like, which is one of them is Disney. And we wish we could go to the back to the park. We've been to downtown Disney several times. It's been pretty easy to get in. Everybody's, all the restaurants and everything are fine. I think all the restaurants are open now. They're doing all the things that they're required to by the state, which is provide outdoor seating and not let people get too close together. They're handling it extremely well. But calls continue from Disney, right, to let them reopen the parks. And the governor and the state have been completely, empty on this response. So recently, this of course happened. Disney Parks lays off 28,000 employees that they've kept on, in kind of a limbo state while they're, trying to get the governor to open. Now, so what has happened, right, recently is in Florida, the governor of Florida has released all restrictions from anybody, for them to be able to open the parks to whatever capacity they want, providing freedom. Not to say that all the parks can just go to 100% capacity, but the parks are going to act responsibly and gradually, increase as they see they can. They put safety, measures in place. Then they're going to increase the capacity of the park. It's extremely simple. Give the park the freedom to do the things that they know how to do. Disney has already shown that at Disney World, so they can do it here. No reason to keep this going. So we have some new rumors on what the requirements that they're going to be in order to open the park. So one is advanced ticket sales, which is fine. So that just keeps nobody standing in a line, right? Which is fine. Then we've got 25% theme park capacity. Okay, that's fine. Mask wearing, right? Yeah, everybody's going to be wearing a mask. Okay. And, limiting space, giving, that social distancing kind of thing going on. Okay. So all those are good. So there was actually one more rule that I have heard in one of these rumors, right, from Fresh Baked, that they're also wanting that area, Orange County, to be in the yellow zone, yellow rating that they've magically set up. So right now, Orange County down here is in the widespread level, which is, they've got moved to widespread. So Ventura County, Orange County is in the substantial, which means that's this level here. So the rules say that every county in California is assigned a tier based on positivity rate. At minimum, county must remain at that tier for 3 weeks. So if the minimum of 3 weeks is reached for this insubstantial, I think it's going to be, they said, the middle to late October before they can move down to moderate, which then they would have to be in moderate for a minimum of 3 weeks before they can move down to the minimal. So that puts it probably towards the end of November that Disney could actually begin opening. Now, it may be that they want them in minimal for the 3 weeks before they decide. Here it says you have to be to move forward, a county must meet the criteria for 2 consecutive weeks. So we're talking Disney's not opening most likely till 2021. They could open, even so restaurants and other things are open in Orange County, um, once it gets to moderate, they could let them open. I mean, they're and just take all the same precautions, having that force them to go down to minimal. I mean, one person per 100,000 new case is is almost completely negligible. I mean, you're going to get that many false positives and people thinking they have it, and false positives in tests that this number. Most of the numbers are in question in my thinking. I mean, I've watched too many videos on how this thing is tested for and what actually happens, and how the hospitals are moving. If we tell this patient has COVID, then we get money from the government. So it kind of, they're moved that way, they're incentivized that way to do that. Of course, and now we have this also coming. Bob Iger resigns from Newsom's task force as tensions mount over theme park closures. So Iger is understanding that Newsom is basically being like almost a socialist dictator in California when it comes to theme parks. And theme parks can open. They can open responsibly. Maybe not all the rides are open. Maybe not, all the restaurants are open if they only have indoor seating. Most of the restaurants at Disneyland have some outdoor seating. So that's perfectly acceptable. Some of maybe the more enclosed indoor rides you don't let people go on for a while. Fine. Let the park take necessary steps to do what they need to do and open to get the employees back to work. People that are comfortable going to the park will go to the park. I'm completely comfortable going to the park. I have no problem with it. So, there was also another rule, I think, in these guidelines, was that no one could visit the park from more than 120 miles away. So you had to live within 120 miles of the park in order to go to the park. So we're within that range. I think we're 85 miles away from Disneyland. So, we could definitely go, and we've gone down to, like I said, we've gone down to downtown Disney several times. One of our friends who works on the military base here, they had restrictions for how far they could go, and that was changed so that she could go down there with us. So, I think it's time to let the parks do what they need to do and get people back to work. The two of the cast members that we know personally that are working there still have their jobs. They're still employed. They didn't get cut in the 28,000. And the 28,000, from what I hear, also is just the first step. So, moreover than, the COVID thing, which, take it or leave it for how bad it is or not, definitely if you're in a risk group, right, you have diabetes, you're over 70 years old, protect yourself, right? If you're basically under 30 or 40 or whatever, you go do whatever you're going to do, because it's really, not really affecting that age group very much, right? And those are people that are going to go, a lot of them are going to go to the park. Well, let them go to the park. So we got people who are not able to work because of this. The city of Anaheim is going to be devastated. There are hotels closing down, permanently closing down. There's businesses and restaurants that are permanently closing. These are permanent job losses. Like, these people aren't going to turn around, oh, okay, I can open my business up again. No, this is gone forever. So you're doing irreparable damage to the communities in California. And I think, given just some basic, these basic, restrictions here, I think would be just fine, right? Let people come to the park. Let people come and go and do what they want to do. Right? It's a country of freedom. I want to have the freedom to do what I want to do, and that's one of those things is to go to Disneyland. So I'll wear a mask. I will clean my hands constantly. I will do everything that it takes. Right? I'm for freedom, but I'm also for personal responsibility. All right, so let's get this thing open. All right, well, those are kind of my thoughts on getting Disneyland open. I think some of the restrictions, getting it down to yellow, are a little bit on the nutsy cuckoo side. Definitely need to have just the basic, kind of normal restrictions, normal things, the advanced ticket sales, okay, lower park capacity and wearing masks, good, go for that. But let them open. Let them do it. They've got all the stuff in place. We've been there. We've seen all the plastic and the plexi and everything there that's helping block, transmission of air between, you and guests and cast members and everything. It's all there. It's all ready. I think it's time. All right. What do you think? Do you think let the park open? Do you think that we should just shut everything down in California? Or we should all, be like Newsom wants and drive electric cars, especially when there's a power outage in the city. Yeah, that's a good time to drive electric cars. There you go. All right. Thanks for watching. Take care.